In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a full in-depth tour and review of the brand new 2019 Lexus UX 200. This is Lexus' attempt to market their cars to a younger audience of urban commuters, and I think that all around, it's a pretty good car. So let's get into all the different features and performance specs of the UX 200. And let's start this review off with the first thing you're going to see when you come to the dealership to check out the new UX, and that's the exterior of the car. Now, Lexus has had some pretty controversial designs in recent years, especially with the front end of the car. The nose, where you have this gorgeous Lexus spindle / waterfall grille. A lot of people really don't like the way that looks. It's a little bit funky and kind of stands out, but I think it's perfect for this car because it is going to help the car stand out. Also up front, you're going to get the standard, very sharp design with these Lexus bi-LED headlamps, but if you don't like that, you can also upgrade them to triple beam LED headlights, where you're going to get a whole cluster of LEDs right here in the headlight, and that's really going to change the front end of this car to make it look so much more aggressive and bright out on the road. Now, this particular UX is the F Sport trim level, and that means you've got a few different touches around the car that are really going to enhance the performance and the feel of this car, and that starts up here at the front of the car with these enlarged side vents. Now, I don't believe that they are fully functional, but they do add a very aggressive stance to the front end. Lexus also took a pretty aggressive approach with the side of the UX 200, starting off with these 18-inch rims. They aren't available in different sizes, it's only 18 inches, but you've got a few different options as far as the style go, and I believe those options are expanded with this F Sport trim level. What I also really like are all these matte black mudguards around the entire car that really make this car look so much more off-road worthy. Also adding a little bit of dynamic styling to this car are these wing mirrors here. On the top, they're a nice gloss black, but underneath, they're body colored. It's kind of separated by this nice chrome strip here, and it's really a little bit different from all the other cars in this segment, and I really think it's going to help the UX 200 stand out. And moving along the side of the car, again, you've got some nice flowing lines. It really looks like this car was just carved out, and really beautiful lines all around, especially in this nice bright white color. You've got some more chrome strips as we move along the trim of the window, and also with these roof rails up here. The roof line as well, very smooth, just flows so beautifully. And then finally, to top it all off, in the rear of the car, obviously that main feature that's really going to catch your attention is that long LED light strip with 120 individual LEDs. Under the hood, Lexus offers a few different options for the UX 200. Here we see the base 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. That's going to produce around 169 horsepower for the 10-speed CVT. And Lexus claims 0 to 60 in 8.9 seconds and a combined 33 mpg. But if those numbers aren't good enough for you, you can opt to have a hybrid motor installed. That's going to give the car all-wheel drive as well as improved miles per gallon. I believe it bumps up to 39 combined, and also faster time of 0 to 60, more horsepower. So that does cost a little bit extra, but depending on your driving style and your needs, they might be worth the upgrade. The interior of the UX 200 is surprisingly comfortable for a car that only costs around $30,000–$40,000. Lexus put a ton of very nice, high-quality materials in here. I love kind of the machined metal look of the trim that you get around the climate control vents. And since this is the F Sport trim level, you do get perforated leather here on the very large steering wheel and also on the gear selector. It comes here with 8-way power front seats, but because this is the F Sport model, again, it's going to be upgraded to have bigger side bolsters just to make them a little bit more sporty. And all around the interior, you have some nice red contrast stitching to really set the sporty vibe of this car. And it really is all about the vibe in here. Lexus is trying to market this car to a younger audience, so you get a lot of really cool technologies, but also some funky things that they're trying to have appeal to the millennials. So not only do you get a standard 7-inch infotainment screen up there, but it also comes standard with Amazon Alexa built into it and Apple CarPlay. So there's a lot of different things you can do from the infotainment screen in here. And if 7 inches isn't big enough for you, I gotta admit that is pretty small, especially since it's set so far forward. You can pay extra and get a 10.3-inch screen put in, and I think that would fit with this interior a lot better. Unfortunately, that screen, that extra 3 inches of screen, is gonna cost you an extra $2,200. And yeah, that's a lot of money for infotainment. So I am gonna insult it a little bit there as far as the pricing of some of these extra options go, but you do get other nice standard features in here, like a very nice digital gauge cluster styled after the one in the Lexus LFA and very similar to the one in the LC500 as well. Overall, I gotta say, this is an incredibly comfortable interior. Even though these are these sportier seats, they're very soft and luxurious, and the way everything feels, it's all very high quality. You've got the remote Lexus touchpad here on the center console area to control the infotainment system. You've got a bit of a storage area right here underneath the center console. Unfortunately, it opens towards the driver, so you can't really You can't really see in it unless you kind of reach over like that, and it's a little bit awkward, but all around, all things considered, it is fairly comfortable. Now, you can probably tell this by just looking at the exterior of the UX 200, but I do have to say, the interior of this car is very small. You don't get a ton of headroom in the front or in the rear of the car, and legroom is even worse. I'm fairly comfortable up here in the front seat, but if I were to hop in the back without adjusting the seat at all, there's essentially no legroom at all. So functionality does suffer a little bit because of the design. Now, one last feature I'd like to touch on before I finish this review off is the trunk in this car comes available with a power liftgate, and I really like the lines on this trunk. It's kind of very similar to the waterfall grille up front, but opening it up, you can see, just press a button, it'll open right up, and you get 21.7 cubic feet of cargo space with the seats up. But of course, you can fold them down 60-40 and get a little bit more space like that. So all around, pretty good feature back here. And as you can see, you also have the optional Lexus first aid kit. If you're in the market for a compact luxury SUV like this, make sure to also check out my review of the new Cadillac XT4 by clicking on the card right there. Also, huge special thanks and shout out to Lexus of Clearwater for allowing me to review this UX 200 today. I'll provide a link to their inventory below. As always, remember to leave a like, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching.